What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Table Spot. My name is Metal Mike, and I'm joined here, as always, with the man with the best beard in the business. He is the host of the Boom every Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite. My co-host here every Monday night after Monday Night Raw, Mr. Cam G. Cam, how you doing on this wonderful Monday night?
I'm doing good, man. Like I said, it's been a while since we've been on here for a Monday night. So yeah, it's good to be back. Not really a whole lot to talk about, I guess, for tonight's Monday Night Raw, but it's just good to be back. You know, good to be back to talk about some wrestling. Coming up with the next week, 2 weeks or so, it's gonna be pretty busy. We got a couple of events coming up, so very excited for that. So yeah, man, just good, glad to be back, man.
Yeah, as they plastered on the TV almost all night. Night of Champions coming up. King of the Ring semifinal matches happen tonight on the men's and the women's side. So we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about the bloodline stuff. We're going to get into some stuff tonight. Not a lot, like you said, not a lot to talk about from this show. I mean, tonight's show was like, man, like we weren't here 2 weeks ago because, you know, I had a doctor's appointment. So, and the show happened at 2:00 in the afternoon. Timing wasn't there. And then last week I was dealing with some stuff that kind of put me on the shelf, but getting better and back at it. So I'm excited to be back here on this Monday night. And then next week, man, a 2 p.m. show again. So, you know, I'll say this. I don't mind the early shows. I don't. But at the same time, it kind of cuts into your day sometimes, especially if you're doing something. Like Monday afternoon, 2 p.m., Raw starts. Awesome. Cool. But what if you have plans? What if you have something to do? Like, you know, why can't they go back to the time where they taped those shows and just played them at nighttime? Who cares about the spoilers online? Just play it at its normal time. Tape it. I don't know.
They got to get those international crowds, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's part of the Netflix thing. You know, we've been dealing with this ever since they started the Netflix thing. The whole live show thing overseas and stuff. You know, SmackDown doing the same thing. And SmackDown's not even on Netflix.
Yeah.
What sense does that make? We're here for another Monday night. Monday Night Raw happening in Baltimore, Maryland tonight. Before we get into it, number one, we got to send out some congratulations. Number one, for the first time in 53 years, the New York Knicks raising the NBA Finals trophy. Congratulations to the New York Knicks for winning the NBA Finals. The Carolina Hurricanes winning the Stanley Cup on Sunday night, and the Louisville Kings winning the UFL championship. 3 champions crowned over the weekend, Cam. I know which one you were more excited about. Like, if you want to talk about it for a minute, I know you were super excited about that Knicks win.
I don't know about super excited. I'm not really a fan, but no, it was just cool to see. You know, they haven't had a championship in since I've been alive. So yeah, so it was a cool moment just to see. Like I said, my dad's a big Knicks fan and things like that. Yeah. So it was just cool to see him, you know, see them win or whatever. And yeah, big moment, like I said. And there hasn't been a repeat champion in a while with the NBA, so that's also pretty cool to see. So it's really anybody's game right now. Anybody can really take over. Anybody can really, you know, get in there and win. So that's always really kind of cool. So
yeah, 2018, 2019 was the last time there was a repeat champion. So, and so, but let's get into Monday Night Raw out in Baltimore. Let's kick things off by talking about this bloodline stuff. We kick things off with the bloodline coming out. Number one, I got to ask you, as I always ask, what are you grading tonight?
I'm giving tonight a D-. Really not a whole lot. I mean, it was just kind of a sluggish kind of show. Didn't really provide us with much. They're kind of, you know, dragging their feet a little bit with the rest of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, but it makes sense. I think they're kind of trying to, you know, spread it out a little bit between tonight and next week, and of course, Night of Champions is the finals. Yeah. So that makes sense, I guess. Other than that, I mean, it was just really nothing else that they really provided us with. I mean, there was some good in-ring stuff. I really liked what we got tonight from Javon. Outside of that weird setup to his match, which we'll get into, I didn't really understand where that was going. So I think Javon had some good stuff tonight. I like where LA Knight is. And this sounds dumb, but like I like where LA Knight is going. I like what they've been doing with him so far. And then Brian Breaker. Brian Breaker, I think, had probably the best promo probably of the night. Cage match, big match with him and Seth Rollins at Night of Champions. So it was some good stuff in between there. But like storyline wise, I mean, of course, with the top of their storylines with Bloodline thing, really didn't progress anything with anything new. I mean, they pretty much have been giving us the same thing every week ever since the second and final match, I would assume, between Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. So other than that, like I said, just another Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I mean, the one difference that we're seeing from this formation of the Bloodline opposed to the first formation is the first formation, it was just acknowledge Roman Reigns. In this formation, it's acknowledge Roman Reigns, acknowledge Jay, acknowledge Jimmy, which we got tonight. Then when it came down to Jacob, Roman told him that, hey, the twins are pretty much in charge while he's not there. And he didn't listen to the twins last week. And, but he also mentioned that, we can't have fighting within the family. We need him to be a part of this. We can't have him we can't have him resenting us by keeping him left out. So instead of having this inner feud of the Bloodline, let's bring him in officially. So he gives Jacob an Uafala. He says, you're in. This is it. This is the Bloodline explaining, hey, back when Yokozuna was champion, back when Umaga was main eventing WrestleMania with Batista, and Rikishi was out there dancing with Too Cool. Even before that, back when the Wild Samoans were in WWE, that was the Bloodline. He also included that when their kids are tagging in 20 years, that's the Bloodline. He's explaining to him that this thing is going to keep going far beyond us. And in order for that to happen, you need to be a part of this. So you are now in. This is it. No more differences. No more, bullshit between us and you. This is what it's got to be. So he puts the Uafala around him. They leave the ring. And then Eric Andre shakes the hand of Roman, tries to shake and fist bump Jay, doesn't get anything, gets it from Jimmy, doesn't get it from Jacob, and he pats Jacob on the back. Jacob then decides to rough him up a little bit, goes to do the splash, and all the officials come out, try and stop him. Roman tells him to stop, and then you see Adam Pearce saying, tell him to get down. Just reading the lips, you tell him. And Roman's like, yeah, no, you want me to get him down? Like, get him down, okay. And then he goes, Jacob, fucking do it. And he releases Jacob Fatu, and not one, but two splashes on Eric Andre. Ending Eric Andre having a short night tonight, being a part of the WWE Universe. So you mentioned to me that you're not a fan of Eric Andre. And Eric Andre was there for promotional purposes because he's doing a movie with John Cena. Coming out, I believe, this month on Netflix. What are your thoughts on the attack on Eric Andre?
It was promotional, like you said. I didn't get it at first until they played the commercial later on.
Yeah,
when he's in a movie with John Cena, so it was promotional purposes. Obviously, like I said, this has Netflix's fingerprints all over it. Good, cool, whatever. We can be done with it. I don't need to see it again. Because my fear, because again, especially with this current regime and TKO being, obsessed with, involving celebrities or whatever, I don't want to see them even think about having some match with Eric Andre versus Jacob Fatu. Don't even think about it, because this does nothing for Eric Andre. This does nothing for Jacob Fatu. So no, we don't need this. So if it was just to do that, just for promotional purposes, good, cool, whatever, we can be done with it. We can wash our hands with it. We don't need to see it again. In terms of the actual segment itself, again, like I said, dude, you know me. Like I said, I'm struggling to find some kind of positive thing about this bloodline thing right now, because we've just done it already. Everything feels like deja vu right now. Like we really went and took Jacob, who was very promising coming in the door. And I mean, he just hit the ground running. I think he definitely caught a lot of people's attention, just the way he came in. And you put him with, the MFTs, or I guess at that time they didn't really have a name, but you paired him with, Sol Sikoa in the early formation of that
Yeah.
new radical version of the bloodline led by him. And he was just like this loyal soldier. And then slowly but surely he became more and more distant from Solo Sikoa and just became, more questionable of his actions and things like that. Broke him away. It looked like, and even the rumors suggested that he was set up for, the rocket ship was supposedly strapped to his back, fueled up, looking like the dude was about to be pushed to the moon and back again.
Yeah.
And like I said, unfortunately, he was off TV for, certain surgeries and things like that. But again, the rumors suggested that they had big plans for him, only to then, I guess, briefly turn him heel against Cody. That match never even happened. And then have him go to Raw. Set up this big feud with him and Roman. Cool. I think the two matches they did were great. But you saw the writing on the walls. They already paired Roman back. First of all, Roman already won back the World Heavyweight Championship. And again, let me remind you, this championship was designed because nobody could or was supposed to beat Roman when he had both titles in the first place.
Yep.
So this title was created because of him. So and now he's holding that same championship. I have to point that out just because I think that in itself is kind of ridiculous. And like I said, you paired him back with the Usos, reforming the bloodline. They tried to come up with a new name. I had heard it was like the First Family or whatever, but it's never going to stick. People are going to look at them and go, that's the bloodline.
That's
not
the
the First Family. Like that was never going to stick.
Yep.
So you saw the writing on the wall as soon as he came to Monday Night Raw. And now you're right back to square one with Jacob Fatu. I feel like now he's an official member of the bloodline or whatever. And I don't know how long this lasts. I don't know if he just stays with Roman or again we go back to the well, and once again he then becomes distant from Roman, and then he starts questioning Roman's actions, and then we break him away again, seemingly again setting him up for a big Solo babyface push. I don't know. There's rumors suggest that Solo Sikoa and that group might be done, and Solo Sikoa might be coming to Raw and also joining this version of the bloodline. I don't know, but overall, I'm just kind of numb to it. We've done it. I've seen it. There's nothing they really can do different now, or at least that's what they're telling me. They just kind of seems like they're just pulling up old scripts from 2-3 years ago that they already did with the original bloodline. So I don't know. This really didn't do much for me personally.
I understand where you're coming from with bringing up old stuff from the old bloodline. The only differentials that I see, like I said at the top of the show, is instead of Roman being the solo acknowledged one, everybody's getting acknowledgement now. Which I said back a year ago. I said I could see the bloodline forming back together at some point within the next year. Point one. But not only that, it's not going to be just a Roman focus. They pushed Jay to the point where he was a main eventer and a world champion. And the crowd was loving him. People were loving him. Tonight, it seemed a little different towards him. Like the yeet stuff just was not working at all. At all. But nonetheless, everybody was going to get treated as equals. And so far, that's what's happening. But if you move later to the night, when Roman was backstage with the Usos, they noticed that LA Knight, because LA Knight shows up and he starts talking about what happened Friday night. Feels like Solo Sikoa is involved with the bloodline. And I said if this second coming of the bloodline does happen, which I felt like it was going to, we may get an involvement of Solo coming back and falling back in line. Which right now, does it seem like does it show that that's what's happening? Not physically on our screens at the moment, but it's almost like they're going down that path because Solo is on the outside looking in because of his involvement with Royce Keys on Friday night. And LA Knight accusing Solo of being a part of the bloodline and causing him the match and helping Jay win. The twins come out and tell him, look, no, like Solo is not a part of this thing. He has no involvement in the bloodline whatsoever. And Jay even comes out and tries to get LA Knight to acknowledge him. Not acknowledge Roman Reigns, acknowledge him. And LA Knight wasn't even having that. And they end up getting into a brawl and LA Knight gets beat down. But then we get towards the end of the night, and all you see is Roman and Jacob. And he wants Jacob to take care of the business. Like I said, Jacob is being the guy to kind of clean up the messes that are being, I don't want to say the messes that are being made. I want to say more so like he's the guy to go and get his hands dirty.
He's a problem solver.
Exactly.
He's Tyson Tomko.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what he's doing. That way Roman don't have to do it. The twins don't have to do it. He does it. So what you're saying about Jacob Fatu possibly in the future, maybe starting to see some of the new, like seeing some of like the cracks happen at some point. You know what I mean? Start like you said, seeing some of the cracks start happening, maybe start seeing Roman's faults and everything, and Jacob break away, and then we get another feud between Roman and Jacob at some point. Possibly. Because Jacob could probably get to that point of don't take advantage of me. And Roman starts taking advantage of him. Starts making him do all this stuff. And at some point it's going to hit him like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do it. What's this getting me? This ain't get me nowhere. And then we go back down that road of Roman saying, I took care of you. I got this taken care of for you, that taken care of for you. I took care of your family. And that's where I could see more of the same storyline coming in from the first reiteration of the bloodline, because that's exactly what he said to Solo. That's exactly what he said to the Usos. So I could see the point of the repeat. But they're doing it in a small, very, very small, micro different way. And that is everybody's being acknowledged opposed to just Roman. But LA Knight, there's one thing I hope doesn't happen. Because Jay tried to get LA Knight to acknowledge him. And LA Knight said, I acknowledge you can kiss my ass. And then things broke down between him and the Usos. I really hope at some point we don't get LA Knight being the Sami Zayn of the bloodline.
No.
I wanted to ask you, did you get or have that small feeling or thought that might be a road they go down?
I hope not. No, absolutely not.
But did that cross your mind at any time tonight?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I didn't get that feeling at all. I hope not. If that happens, you might as well kiss LA Knight goodbye, because that's awful, dude. No, I like what LA Knight's doing right now, and I know it's and the reason why I say it's dumb from what I said earlier is because of the fact that it's hopeless. Like there is no point in like getting behind LA Knight, because you know what they're going to do. They're going to get him to that point. They're going to take him to the highest of highs and drop him off a cliff. I don't know how many times. I'm surprised the man can even walk. I'm surprised this man doesn't have back problems and hip problems and knee problems and ankle problems, because they've dropped him off this same cliff every single time. And somehow he keeps climbing back up. I don't know why. We're sitting at the bottom of the mountain like, hey, LA Knight, don't climb the mountain. We know what they're going to do again. Like, and he's just ignoring us. He's just got like earplugs in. He's just, steady climbing the mountain again. So I don't want that, only because, like I said, I think it would heavily water down his character. They would make him look like a dork, because if you remember what Sami Zayn before he was really integrated into the bloodline and really considered a member of them, he was like almost like a fanboy. He wasn't a part of the group. He was just like an admirer. It was weird. I can't see LA Knight being a part like that.
I'm not saying LA Knight would be like what Sami Zayn was. I'm just saying he would fill that spot that Sami Zayn was in, but still being LA Knight. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to get LA Knight dancing around and you know, fully kissing the ass of everybody like Sami did. But we'll still get LA Knight, but being integrated in with the group. It's almost like you're looking at Roman and the Usos. Jacob is pretty much doing what Solo did the first time, and LA Knight is basically in place of Sami Zayn, but not being like Sami Zayn. He would be like LA Knight. The thing is this thought kind of crossed my mind for a minute. I went during the segment with the Usos in the ring. I was like, please do not tell me that they are about to set something up to where LA Knight becomes involved with this bloodline and then ends up being like the Sami Zayn of this second coming of the bloodline.
I can't see it. I mean, maybe they set up a match, and I hope they don't do this either, but maybe they set up a match where it's like him. First of all, him and Jey Uso have had conflict for a while now.
Oh yeah,
even before Roman became world champion.
Yeah.
So that match needs that singles match, that one-on-one match, that blow-off match or whatever, or string of matches, whatever needs to happen because that's a long time coming. I thought maybe, I don't know, there would have been some sort of involvement or whatever at WrestleMania instead of them teaming together. I didn't see that coming before that had happened. So that's a long time coming with him and Jey Uso. They've been having issues even before that. Definitely. So yeah, could I see them possibly setting up something where, I don't know, Jay asked something of Roman to have a match with LA Knight and say, hey, if I beat LA Knight then has to be with us. Possibly, but even then I don't want that. The second thing, here's another kind of alternate version of that. Could I possibly see him going, basically like, screw it, you can't beat him, joins the bloodline, quote unquote, but he's only getting like with the bloodline just to be like that, I don't know, that snake in the grass.
Keep your friends close, enemies closer.
Yeah, and then like when he finds that opportunistic time, boom, he strikes and gets what he really wants, and that's a world championship match against Roman Reigns. I could see that. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I don't really see him being the LA Knight, being the Sami Zayn of this group. It would have to be someone. It would have to be someone that's already a heel. The person that comes to my mind is like an Ethan Page. Ethan Page is already heel. I could see him being the one that's already like, oh, he's admiring Roman Reigns and he's admiring what they do. I can see more of an Ethan Page, and even that's kind of like water and oil. But that makes more sense than the LA Knight, because LA Knight hates everything about the bloodline right now. So and again, I like what they're, and that's why I like what they're doing right now, because he's kind of like this rebel right now. That's, again, it's like him versus the world essentially. Yeah. And so with him and Adam Pearce, and there's got to be something. There's got to be something with LA Knight and Bloodline. I'm thinking maybe War Games, Bloodline versus Team LA Knight. I don't know.
I like that Ethan Page idea. You know why I like it? Because Ethan Page, with his character, he could be, because they had Paul Heyman as the wise man. Ethan Page can be the advisor. With the way his character is, he's advising Rusev right now.
Yeah.
He could be the bloodline advisor.
There you go.
He could be the guy to kind of seek out things for the bloodline and do what Paul Heyman did, be the mouthpiece and all that stuff. I don't want to hear him be like Paul Heyman. Nobody else can be Paul Heyman. No. Paul Heyman is Paul Heyman. He is one of one. But to be in as like an advisor, like that, I kind of like that idea. I do, because there's rumors going around that you hear, like, who's going to be the, like, Paul Heyman of this bloodline. There's chatter across the internet, and people are saying, oh, Paul Heyman could come back, Rikishi could be the guy. I kind of like the Ethan Page thing, especially with how his character is. He could be that advisor, and he could still go out and wrestle and go after the Intercontinental title, win championships, stuff like that. Yeah. I kind of like that. I do. I like that idea. So, I mean, I'm sure we'll get more next Monday night. They're going to be at the O2 Arena in London, England next week, I believe.
Yes.
I got that right? Okay. Yeah. At the O2 next week, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Netflix. Let's talk about Judgment Day real quick. Liv and Roxanne, we see them early in the night, and Liv Morgan said that she was pretty happy about how Roxanne has been lately. how committed she is to her and the Judgment Day and everything like that. And Roxanne said that she promised to take care of business against Charlotte tonight and get her ready for her and Liv's match on Friday night in the Queen of the Ring semifinals. And then Liv catches up with Danhausen. All freaking people, Danhausen. And Liv Morgan asks for a curse to be put on Obafemi for Dom tonight. And Danhausen said that, well, I need human money. I want to be put in a music video. And then that segment just ended so abruptly. Like, Liv Morgan just got up and walked away. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? Did something go wrong that I missed? That this thing just ended so abruptly?
Well, yeah, Danhausen was pretty much asking for, like, oh, human money. Oh, I want to be in the music video. And then Liv was just kind of like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but like, there was just no reaction. I was expecting a little something from Liv, like, you know, instead of just get up and walk away. Like, what the fuck? This is weird. Okay, whatever. We end up getting the Roxanne and Charlotte match tonight, and Roxanne ends up losing to Charlotte by figure 8, tapping out Roxanne. And then later on in the night, we could talk more about this match then. Obafemi ends up winning his semifinals match. We'll talk about Oba and Dom in a few moments because I want to talk about this separately with the King of the Ring. But then Oba ends up beating Dom. So obviously Liv didn't get the stuff that Danhausen was asking for. So that's what we got from the Judgment Day tonight. Any thoughts on the stuff that we got from the Judgment Day tonight?
I mean, like I said, Danhausen is a big part of their programming on Raw and SmackDown, pretty much just floating between two shows. Again, he's their merch pusher. They're gonna put him in these type of, you know, comedy bit segments or whatever. Tonight's really didn't hit. I really don't think the crowd really knew how to respond. I think that's really a big part of it. If they're not really reacting to what he's doing, it kind of just falls flat. And I think what they did here was kind of out of the blue. Do I think you'll see it again? Probably not. There could be some sort of conflict or whatever, maybe somewhere down the line between Danhausen and Dominic Mysterio. Because I mean, if you think about it, Dom lost the Intercontinental Championship after getting cursed by a new Danhausen coming in the door. So yeah, there probably could be something down the line between them two. But right now, it's really just his one segment of the night that they normally do every single Monday night, pretty much. So not much to talk about there. I don't really think it was going to go anywhere pretty much from the start. But yeah, no, and like I said, the bloodline stuff, the Judgment Day stuff, like I said, right now, I honestly do believe it is breaking down. That group is not as unified as it once was. I think Liv is solely focusing more now on her aspirations and what Dom is doing. And like I said, I don't know how this pans out over the next couple of months, you know, heading into their next real big pay-per-view with SummerSlam and things like that. But I definitely could see Roxanne getting tired of that. I could definitely see Raquel getting tired of that. And maybe they both leave and they stay paired together and they both drop the Judgment Day at the same time. I don't know, but we'll definitely have to see there.
They had the perfect thing set up for Roxanne to go in and win Queen of the Ring and then go face Liv at SummerSlam, and they just dropped the ball again. Second time they dropped the ball for that match to happen for the women's world title. Because she could have beat Stephanie months back before WrestleMania. Raquel would have. And then we would have gotten Liv and Raquel at Mania. And now you had an opportunity to have Raquel win Queen of the Ring to face Liv. Instead, you have Raquel lose and Liv is one step away from the finals. Because she faces Charlotte on Friday night.
Yeah, this is EO's. I believe this is EO's. This is her consolation prize for how badly they did her for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So when I seen her in this tournament, I was like, oh yeah, she's going to the finals. I don't know if she's winning the whole thing, but she's definitely winning the finals, or definitely going to the finals for sure.
I just get this feeling that the road kind of leads to Liv winning and us getting Liv and Rhea title for title.
I honestly see Flair beating her. Then Flair beats EO, and then we get the next The next big match for SmackDown is gonna be Flair and Rhea.
Flair and Rhea would be awesome because they always put on.
Too.
Yeah, they always put on some really great matches.
Yeah.
They do. And they know how to do it on the biggest stage, WrestleMania. They haven't done it at SummerSlam yet.
There you go.
So why not?
Yep.
Why not? I'd be for it. I definitely would be. Io Sky losing, beating Raquel tonight to advance to the finals. I can agree to the fact that this is like a consolation prize for her not being on WrestleMania, getting her to the finals, and now waiting for her opponent. But the question is what do you do with Io moving forward if she were to lose?
I don't know. That's the thing. She's another one that they have been setting her since Mania, or since the build up to Mania. They set her up, and then it's just like they like clip her wings before she can fly. I don't know.
I mean, you think about it too. Her and Rhea have such a close relationship now. What if Io wins Queen of the Ring?
Like I said, I've been saying that too. We got to get Rhea and Io again.
Yeah,
and Rhea finally gets her win over Io Sky. So.
Because this Queen of the Ring, I honestly forgot whether the Queen and King of the Ring get to choose the champion they go after, or do they just go after the champion on their brand?
Yeah, typically they get to choose.
Oh, okay. So then there you go. I mean, go after Rhea.
Yeah.
I mean, if she goes after Liv, then it's like, okay, Rhea, world champion on one show, Io champion on the other. You know, there's some stories and twisted in there.
Yeah.
For down the road. I mean, even if Io goes after Liv and then we get a match between Io and Rhea somewhere down the road, champions face each other. I don't know. There's so much storyline right in there. It's just all about getting there. And you can't really pinpoint where the end game is going to be, whether it's SummerSlam, whether it's going to be Money in the Bank in October, anywhere, Royal Rumble in January. You can't pinpoint where the end game is going to be. But the fact is the women's division finally has a story that's worth following, whatever direction they go. If it's Charlotte winning Queen of the Ring, face Rhea. Why not? Or she can choose to face Liv and go win the world title on Monday Night Raw. Rematch of their semifinal match.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. But then Io tied in with Rhea. She can go after Liv, and they could both be champions on their respective brand. So a couple ways they can go with this, and I'm kind of liking it. Kind of liking it that they have a direction. So let's talk Obadam. They closed out the night with their King of the Ring semifinal match. Winner goes to the finals at Night of Champions next Saturday. Out in Saudi Arabia. They obviously are the winner of this waits for the winner of Jey Uso and Javon Evans on Friday night on SmackDown. So Obafemi ends up picking up the win. Oba's heading to the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. There was a lot of talk about the possibilities of Brock Lesnar coming out tonight, interrupting the match, costing Oba the match, and sending Dom to the finals. We didn't get that. Obafemi wins. He's heading to the finals, but at the end of the night, he did mention Brock Lesnar. He said that the goal is to get to King of the Ring, win King of the Ring, go after a world championship, but he also did mention Brock Lesnar. So obviously Brock Lesnar is still in that radar of Obafemi. Number one, your thoughts on Obafemi heading to the King of the Ring, and number two, do you ultimately see him winning King of the Ring? Or do you think we might still get that interruption by Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions?
I definitely think we're going to get that interruption at Night of Champions against whoever he faces, whether it be Javon Evans or Jey Uso. Again, there's just a bigger night. And again, they have a lot of riding on that night because there's a lot happening. You got Great American Bash from NXT. You've got Forbidden Door from AEW. So they definitely have to make a splash. And create some kind of buzz going into Monday Night Raw, and like I said, of course, on the road to SummerSlam. So, I definitely think it's going to happen there, and I think that's the right move. Having him do it tonight, you could have gone that route, sure, But not in this particular city, not in this particular crowd environment. It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like that was the moment to really drop such a big bomb like that of Brock Lesnar coming back and costing Obafemi. So yeah, definitely do it on a pay-per-view. Definitely do it on a bigger stage. That just makes most sense to me. So I think that's definitely going to happen. And like I said, I like the fact that, first of all, I like the fact that Oba did mention Brock Lesnar, and he's aware that the possibility that he could have shown up tonight in said match. And I like the fact that he's not just overlooking Brock Lesnar, like as if he's done with Brock Lesnar, and just kind of zeroed in on a world championship match. He's still wanting to be done with that and actually in that tiebreaker and be the one to come out the victor, and then go on to solely focusing on the world championship match. So I can appreciate that as well. But overall, like I said, I think he's on fire right now. It's just all about creative.
Mm-hmm.
What they have in store for him. Let's get the Brock match. Let's get done. Let's get finished with that, and then let's produce some good things with this guy, because it's all about booking for him. And if you take a few bad steps with him, it could ruin his momentum going forward right now. So overall, like I said, it's good right now, but they definitely need to do some good things with him coming out of all of this. So
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared as a fan when we first got Oba against Brock, because he goes to Mania, he beats Brock, and then it was like, what do we do with him next? And you threw him in these open challenges on Monday Night Raw, and it was like, what are we doing? Like, does creative realize what he just accomplished at WrestleMania, and now you're bringing him off that pedestal and putting him in these matches on Monday Night Raw that make no fucking sense at all?
Yeah.
But they very quickly pivoted and was able to get Brock to come back to set something up for Clash in Italy. But then that question lied of, well, if Oba goes out and beats him at Clash in Italy, then what do you do with him? And then King of the Ring comes around. Cool, he'll win King of the Ring, go on to a world title match. Writing on the wall is he kind of follows the path that Roman was on, but let's face it, right now Roman is going to be world champion for a while. And it doesn't seem like they have any insight or thought of taking the WWE Championship off of Cody. So why put Oba in that position to go into a world title match with that momentum to lose? So it's good that Brock's back around, and it's good that the involvement of the King of the Ring is kind of mixed in with this. But if we go to the King of the Ring, he's facing Javon Evans or Jey Uso. I'll say this. If Jey Uso wins against Javon Evans, then I could see Brock interfering and costing him. But if they have Javon Evans win, I don't see Brock. Because do you see Javon Evans at some point right now or in 2026 being involved in a world title match? Because that's the prize. That's the prize of being the King of the Ring.
I could see it. I just don't see, if he wins King of the Ring, which I don't mind at all. He's not beating Roman. There's just somebody new and somebody fresh to throw at Roman, and we've never seen Javon and Roman. So
man, that'd be a very short storyline. And they'd be facing that's the thing, is the winner of the King of the Ring faces at SummerSlam. So Javon Evans being in the main event at SummerSlam. It's not
a SummerSlam match. I agree with you on that one, but that's the route I see. I don't want to see Cody and Jay. I don't want to see that. No one does. That's not an exciting match. You got Cody and Gunther right now. Like that feud right now is years now in the making, since they first touched at the Royal Rumble that year.
Yeah.
You're going from that to Jay and Cody? Like that's not SummerSlam quality to me. It isn't.
I mean, I guess people that aren't really fans of Javon Evans can kind of tell themselves, look, Javon Evans reminds us of Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston main event at WrestleMania. Kofi Kingston won the WWE Championship against Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. So is it so much out of the realm of believability that Javon Evans main events a SummerSlam?
I mean, like I said, that would be huge for him.
It would be, but it's so early.
If that's their mindset of, we did it for Kofi, we could do it for someone like Javon too.
Yeah.
Cool, I guess. Yeah. But you don't really have much to go off of after that, because he's not beating Roman. He's not beating Cody either. He's not beating any world champion. That's just not happening. I mean, if it happens, even if they do a Darby Allin move,
yeah,
and have him win it, and he holds it for 8 weeks,
yeah,
what do you do? What happens next? You have nowhere to go after that.
Yeah, and you ain't gonna have him defend the belt every week.
No,
no,
they've never done that. They're not
never, never. AEW can pull it off. That's the thing. AEW can pull it off. That's something I don't think WWE can pull off, is having a world title match every week.
No.
And that's not a slight on them. That's, by all means, that's not a slight on them. But it's in the realm of believability for AEW because of what AEW presents themselves as. This is where the best come to wrestle. This, we're more about the sport than the storyline and all that stuff. They still have the storyline, but you could tell AEW is more about their in-ring than their stories and stuff that happens outside of the ring. Where WWE, they're more about their story and the outside of the ring and all that stuff. So it's more believable in AEW what Darby Allin did for 6 weeks. But if Javon Evans wins, it's not. It's not for anybody. It's not. Even if Cody would go on this whole, I'm going to defend the belt every week. No, it doesn't work. Because it doesn't fit what WWE does. I don't know. I mean, you know how I feel about Javon Evans. He is a great athlete. He is a hell of a talent, and the kid has a bright future as long as he keeps himself on track. As long as he keeps himself on track, he's got a bright future. And the reason why I say that is because he is very young. And it's being proven in other sports right now, like football. You see a bunch of football players getting arrested right now. Young football players getting arrested right now, sitting in jail, doing stupid shit. And I'm not saying Javon Evans would do that. I'm just saying, like, if he keeps himself on track and keeps doing what he's doing now and keeps pushing forward and everything like that, the sky's the limit for the kid. I'm not a fan of him, but I will admit he is a hell of an athlete, and he's got a very bright future in pro wrestling, in WWE, or if he ever leaves WWE and goes elsewhere. He's got a bright future. But he's got to keep himself on track. And he's cleaned up some of the stuff that, going back to Elimination Chamber, I made the comment that, you could tell he was very much pandering to the crowd too much. And somebody at some point had to go up and tell him, dude, get the hell in your pod. Let's go. We got to keep this show going. You could tell he's done, he's cleaned that up a little bit and started, caring more about, like, okay, I got to be here and do this. And, the production value of everything. You could tell he's gotten that on track. Right direction. But I think it's too early for him to be in that position. Too early. He could be in that position at some point, going after a world title and possibly winning one. But it's too early right now. We'll have to see what happens. He's got to beat Jey Uso first.
Yeah.
and then he's got to go beat Obafemi. So, I'm just saying, if Javon Evans and Obafemi are facing, I don't see Brock. But if it's Jey and Oba, I could see Brock showing up. Because Jay's been in a world title match. He's been world champion before. So if they put Jey in that position against Cody, or maybe even against Roman, because you've seen some of those holes tonight with the twins and Roman. Like, Jey wasn't happy after that first segment. He was the last one to throw his one up, So could we possibly see Jay and Roman at SummerSlam if Jay wins? Just to have like that one-off kind of, bring Jay back down to earth and be like, dude, chill out. Because Jay's been a hothead as of late. He's been a little out of control.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we'll have to see. Javon Evans, though, was in a match tonight against Austin Theory, and how this came about was because him and Logan Paul came out with Austin Theory. Javon Evans was talking about King of the Ring. Austin Theory and Logan Paul came out. And this segment just got fucking weird very quick, to the point where Javon Evans, they were telling Javon Evans, hey, we're not asking you to be a part of the division. We're telling you you're a part of the division. Javon Evans was like, no, get me a referee, and out referee, and we get a match. Weird. We get the match. Braun Breaker came out, speared Javon Evans. Match gets thrown, and then the Street Profits come out, and we get a brawl between the Street Profits and the Vision. I want to get your thoughts on the match, but number two, I want to say one thing. I love the way they're pushing the Street Profits right now. I do. Love it. Love what they're doing, and I hope next Monday night they are raising those tag belts. I really do. But your thoughts on this match, and if you have any thoughts on the Street Profits.
Well, first of all, a returning Logan Paul out of the blue. We heard, or at least I heard, rumors about somebody coming back tonight. So I guess that's who they were referring to, and Logan Paul. So he kept to his word. I mean, he said it wasn't gonna be 6 months before you see him again. So he's out there, and he's got the not the arm sling, but he's got like an arm cast on after tearing his pectoral or his bicep, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's not cleared. So I guess this segment honestly felt like it was written literally 30 to 45 minutes before the segment happened. They literally just threw something they handed some paper to Logan Paul before going out and said, "Here, say this, and this, and you can improvise on these 2 and 3 lines. Go out there, make it yours, whatever. Cool. Don't get us kicked off the network. Go." That's what it felt like, because it was just like, how's that make any sense? I fail to believe. Now, it's not to say that Logan Paul, as an employer or employee, a talent of the WWE, that he hasn't been watching the shows, but I really don't feel like that's like all he's been watching. It's just show after show after show ever since he's been hurt. No, he's been focused on one thing, his recovery. So when he comes on, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been watching you the last couple of weeks." No, you haven't. Because if you've been watching Javon Evans, you would know that nothing about him strikes you as, yeah, that's somebody that should join the division. How does that make sense? Again, that's water and oil. He doesn't he doesn't have a healed bone in his body. He's not joining the division. Like, no way. No, absolutely no way. This felt like early, like Dark Order type segment. Like, I'm not asking you to join, I'm telling you to join. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with that. Like I said, probably nowhere. Like I said, Logan's not even clear. So again, I think they just threw something on Logan and told him to say it, and they went out there and they just did it or whatever. The actual match itself, I thought was pretty good for what it was. Javon Evans, I mean, my God, he got his lungs speared through his freaking body. With the interference from Braun Breaker. So that was absolutely insane. And yeah, again, I do like the way they're pushing the Street Profits as well. They definitely have made them a big deal. This seems kind of like I don't know, almost not reinvented, but just refreshed, refocused Street Profits, and I definitely like to see it, especially like I said, when tag team wrestling in WWE as a whole right now is just kind of dormant, kind of dull, boring, and just lying on life support right now. Yeah, we need something. We need some kind of tag team to kind of uphold it right now. They just need those tag team straps. I think that's the ultimate goal right there. They would be great with those tag team straps. A feud between the Usos and the Street Profits would I think be amazing as well.
Yes.
So yeah, let's get there. Let's get these tag team titles back and refreshed or whatever. Because right now on the Vision, they're not doing much.
No,
they're not doing much for me, and they're not doing much for the show. So let's definitely get some tag team wrestling back into the fold. So Yeah. Other than that, like I said, I definitely did like a lot of what I saw.
Yeah, I agree with you. Get those tag belts on the Street Profits and let's get a feud between them and the Usos going. And I think that would give a little bit of a breath of fresh air to the tag team division and those tag team titles. And it would be a great feud, too. It would be a great feud. I mean, hell, I would take a best of 7 between the Street Profits and the Usos.
Do it.
I would. I'd be down for it because they need to do something. They do. I mean, I don't even hear anything about the tag belts on SmackDown right now. Like, I don't know if they're doing much with them.
They're still on Damian Priest and R-Truth.
That's right. They're still the champions. That's right. Judgment Day reinvented. Oh, man. We got sticking around with division, though. We got a vignette from both Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker tonight. Both talking about their match coming up at Night of Champions. Announced that it is going to be a steel cage match at Night of Champions. I mean, I'll say this. This has been an anticipated match for a lot of people. A lot of fans have been anticipating Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. We were probably supposed to get it at WrestleMania. But now we're getting into a steel cage match. I don't like this. I don't. And I kind of hope that this is one of at least 2 matches between these two. Because I didn't want to see this match in a steel cage. I didn't. I can't tell you what match type I really would have wanted to see it, but I didn't want to see a steel cage. Would I have taken... Now, is this weird to say I would have taken Hell in a Cell over a steel cage match? I know it's kind of the same, but I think Hell in a Cell, they have a little bit more room to breathe.
I don't know. I would have done anything outside of a cage in general.
Yeah. I mean, but with Hell in a Cell, if you think of it, like with the way the structure's built, we obviously know what Hell in a Cell looks like. I mean, like they have more room to breathe. The cage isn't connected to the ring. It's on the outside. They can move around. They could do more. But you can also make this match a little bigger than what it is. I mean, I could see Braun Breaker ripping down the door of the cell and them getting out and taking things to a higher limit. Like, this is an anticipated match, and you're going to stick them inside of a steel cage? You're going to limit things? Like, come on.
Yeah. I would have, you know what I would have done? I would have done a tables match.
I'd have been down for that.
When's the last time we've seen a good tables match?
It's been a while. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to see the last time WWE did a tables match.
Because I think that would have been good.
Time WWE had a tables match. Let's see. WWE's last standard televised tables match took place on December 2nd, 2022 on an episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Sheamus and Ridge Holland defeated the Usos. And then the last televised singles tables match was on January 4th, 2021 on an episode of Raw. Nia Jax defeated Lana. I remember that tables match, too. But that was the last 2 televised tables matches. I'd be down for a tables match.
There you go.
Fuck that. Put them in 3 stages of hell. Steel cage, tables match, and falls count anywhere. Those would be the 3 stages. Falls count anywhere being the first stage. Second stage could be the tables. And then stage 3, lock them inside the steel cage and finish it off like that. That's how I'd do it.
There you go.
Braun Breaker, obvious. What's that?
I don't know. I was just gonna say, like, I don't know. They definitely got to produce something really good for this steel cage match because it's just not really all that exciting to me.
Highly agreed. Braun Breaker definitely had the better vignette tonight, though.
Oh my god, that was a vignette. Like it was. I liked it so much because it was so different than what you normally hear from Braun. Normally, like when he cuts promos, I don't know. It's you just close your eyes, you just hear Scott Steiner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he just sounds like Scott to me. You know, but this was I mean, he just had like a lower guttural tone. Didn't even sound like Braun, and it was amazing. I liked it. He explained, broke everything down, explained everything about why he's going after Seth, why he's not a visionary, yada 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 yada. I liked it. It definitely they definitely made a good selling point to get to this match for sure.
It does not feel like this Vision storyline has been going on over a year.
It's been a very rocky year for them.
What the crazy thing is after Braun's vignette, I was like, wow, this storyline has been going on for over a year since WrestleMania 41.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like, holy crap, ever since the triple threat at Mania, it's been going on last year. And I'm like, holy crap, it feels like it just started like yesterday. Not yesterday, but after this WrestleMania. For a second, I was like, man, this storyline's been going on for a short period of time, and they're already... No, wait, hold on. This thing started a year ago. What am I talking about? But Braun definitely... Yeah, Braun, you didn't get the formal traditional meathead vignette from him tonight. You got a pretty deep, ominous Braun Breaker tonight, and he fucking means business. He sure does. Last thing to talk about real quick, we got Chad Gable returning to Monday Night Raw. First Monday Night Raw match back. New entrance music as well. Taking on Rusev. I'm going to be honest, I did not catch who won this match, but I caught the Rusev Ethan Page jumping afterwards, and then Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee coming out and helping Chad Gable and pretty much showing him that they got his back against Rusev and Ethan Page. I mean, Chad Gable, number one, the new entrance music sounds like it's from Nickelback. I'm sure it's from Nickelback, and if it's not from Nickelback, I'm going to say whoever wrote it, Chad, you need new theme music. For real, dude. Like, I like Nickelback. Don't get me wrong. I like Nickelback. I like older Nickelback music. Let me say that. Like Photographs album and stuff like that. Newer Nickelback, not so much of a fan of. But this was bad. This was fucking awful. And you need to change it. So, your thoughts on Chad Gable's return, the match, and Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee getting his back.
I feel like they wanted to give him "I am a real American." That's what I feel like they wanted to give him, but they were just like, "No, we can't do that. That's Hulk Hogan's thing." That's what I feel like they wanted to give him, because that's the vibe I got from Chad Gable's entrance tonight. That's what I got. This is like 2.0 of that theme. So yeah, no, I agree with you. It's not a great theme at all in general. But again, it's refreshing to see Chad Gable finally back. No Grande thing anymore.
Yeah.
They had a fantastic finale for the Mask versus Mask at AAA. So that was great. Now again, going from that again, this is another guy that I felt like they got to get down to brass tacks and stop messing around. Stop.
Yeah.
They can't bring him back as Chad Gable again, then go back to Shorty G or put him back in a mask as somebody else or something of that nature. Like if we're gonna bring back Chad Gable, we know the man can tell stories. If you don't think so, go back to the Mask versus Mask match. He can tell stories. The man can play a heel. The man can play a babyface. The man can play a goof, just a funny guy. Like he can do it all. He's a Swiss Army knife. Why is this guy not a multi-time champion right now at this point? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. He's a clear-cut guy to me to be the guy to beat Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. I would make that match scheduled one-on-one between him and Penta at SummerSlam.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, if we're not doing that, I don't know, dude. I've lost what little bit of faith I have left in this creator. I don't know what we're doing. So they can't really waste a lot of time with this guy. He's amazing in the ring. He has amazing conditioning. We've seen that every match that he's in. He can tell stories. He can do it all. He's literally, there's nothing he can't do. So again, and if you're wondering, yes, he was the one to win this match. He beat Rusev. Good victory tonight against Rusev. Again, he took a match that means really nothing to him or Rusev and turned it into a pretty entertaining match.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, they just can't waste a lot of time with this guy. Like, do something with him. Otherwise, I truly do believe this is like their final shot with him, because I don't know. I mean, again, I don't tend to speculate on contract expirations and things like that, but I would think once his contract's done, this guy's probably going to explore other options.
Yeah.
So,
because it's unfortunate that him and Jason Jordan had to end the way that they did. It's very unfortunate because they were like the tag team of the future 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
They were the tag team to come. They were going to come in and help revolutionize the tag team division in WWE. And then Jason Jordan's career obviously got cut short. Chad Gable had to go out on his own. We get the Shorty G. And I felt embarrassed for Chad Gable when he was Shorty G. Because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with him? He is such a talent. And we're getting him coming out, dressed in basketball shorts, looking like he wants to go to the free throw line and shoot 100 free throws. Like, what the fuck are we doing with him? And then you start putting him down this serious path, which was great. But then we put him under a mask. And at first it was kind of like, we know this is Chad, but why? Why are we doing this? And then it just became so popular. And it got to the point where it got to a few weeks ago with the Mask vs. Mask. I agree with you. I think this is it. This is it. If you do not, strap a rocket to the back of him or turn the turbo jets on or whatever with him and get him on the right path, this is it. This is. What more can you do with him without making him look like a fucking fool? Granted, the El Grande Americano thing turned out good. It turned out to be better than what we thought it was going to be when it first started. But the Shorty G thing, the unfortunate events with Jason Jordan's career coming to an end, like, this is it. This is it. Don't embarrass the man anymore. Like, do you realize what talent you have with him? Obviously fucking not. And if you're now just realizing it, it took you long enough. We as fans seen it for a long time now. So Triple H, whoever writes the shows, whatever, get your shit together.
Facts. And
get this man on the right fucking path.
Yeah.
Because it's disgusting what to get to the, like, you're right, he should be a champion in some way, shape, or form already. Should be. I'm not talking tag champion. I mean, if Jason Jordan was around, then yes, tag team champion. Obviously. Couple times with Jason Jordan. Should have probably been an Intercontinental champion already. At this point of his career, probably could have been in the world title picture.
Huh?
But no. We'll fucking waste him and make him look like a fucking fool. And if he were to explore other options, I don't even want to sit here and debate or talk about where else he would go. I just know that wherever else he would go, that talent would not be wasted. AEW, I don't think would waste the talent.
Yeah.
Because they'll know what they have. TNA would not waste the talent because they know what they would have. MLW definitely wouldn't waste the talent because they know what they would have. Plenty of other wrestling organizations out there would know what the fuck they have.
Yeah.
And they would not let that go to waste. So get your shit together. Whoever's writing his stories. Because you gotta, yeah. So that's it for Monday Night Raw, Baltimore, Maryland, June 15th, 2026. Cam, Superstar of the Night. Who do you got?
Man, it's such a toss-up this week. Like I said, Chad Gable did some great stuff. Devon Evans did some great stuff. I'm gonna give it to, honestly, Braun Breaker. Okay. Like I said, I think that, like I said, that vignette, that promo that he did tonight, was just great. Again, it was just so out of his element and sort of in his element at the same time, and like it just kind of blended, some what he's already known for doing, and then blended a new style as well. And it just didn't sound like him at all. And he sounds really like he's about business, with the steel cage match. So definitely sold me just in general on that match. So fantastic stuff from him there. So yeah, I just love every second of it.
Oh man, it's tough for me to really pick a superstar of the night tonight, because this is a rough show. This was a very rough show. So I'm just gonna throw one out there, and you're gonna disagree with me, and anybody listening and watching is gonna disagree with me. I'm just gonna go out of left field, and I'm gonna pick somebody that just kind of made me laugh and kind of made my night tonight, and that's Danhausen. Fuck it. Just a little bit of TV we got from him, Danhausen. And I know that's such a cheap pick, but nobody really caught me tonight. If I had to pick one person that caught my attention tonight, it would be Jacob Fatu. With everything that he did tonight. He just stood on business and did everything that he needed to do. But I'm going to go I'm going to go the cheap route and pick Danhausen tonight. And hopefully next week it's a better pick. Hopefully. So I don't have it on this day this week. I looked at everything for on this day, and yeah. Stupid. Just stupid. So we're going to skip that. And we're going to get the hell out of here. Cam, your social medias are going to be on the bottom. Make sure you go over to Cam's social medias and check out everything he's doing over on social media after we get off air here tonight, especially going over to Cam's Wrestling Corner over on TikTok. Check out all the great videos Cam is putting out. Cam, what do you got going on?
Like I said, keep with me on Cam's Wrestling Corner on TikTok. Producing some more videos on there. Predictions, my wrestling opinion, things of that nature. I think I'm kind of trying to like condense my videos now. I think those shorter videos get, I think, a little bit more attention on TikTok. So I'm kind of working on that as well. But yeah, just stay tuned with me on there primarily. Occasionally still making some content on there for Instagram as well. So keep with me on Instagram as well. So yeah, next we'll be back again with the addition of Phil Khan on right here on the same network on Wednesday on The Boom for another edition of The Boom covering some AEW Dynamite. So yeah, love and appreciate all you guys come by and checking out the stream tonight.
All right, so make sure you're going to check out Cam over on social media right after we get off air here tonight. Again, like I said, especially on Cam's Wrestling Corner. I'm not just saying that because this man is digitally sitting next to me. Great videos. Go check him out and make sure you hit that follow button. You can check me out on Instagram, X, TikTok, Metal Mike 714. That's where you can find me. YouTube as well. Don't do much personally. Everything is done here on the shows. You can also check me out over on the Huddle Hub Podcast, twitch.tv/the Huddle Hub Podcast, youtube.com/@the Huddle Hub Pod. I will be live tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got a fun little show put together. On Sunday, I did the second installment of the Player Spotlight. I did Larry Fitzgerald, former wide receiver of the Arizona Cardinals. Nice. I'm going to be editing up that video and hopefully having it out by either tomorrow afternoon or Wednesday morning. I will have that video released over on the special segments area on the Huddle Hub YouTube. But fun show tomorrow planned. We're obviously doing the news in football, but every team, Cam, has a defining number connected to them this year. And I'm going to run down each defining number for each team and talk about why that number is connected to them. So come join me tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/the Huddle Podcast, youtube.com/@the Huddle Pod, and join us on social media as well at the Huddle Pod, all across social media. Cam, we're going to get out of here. Everybody, have a great rest of your night. Be good to each other. Be kind to each other. Take care of each other. Be patient with each other. Remember, the world is not moving as fast as you think. Until Wednesday night on The Boom, we'll see you guys later. Have a great one. Deuces.